Hi, my name is Olivia. I've landed just in time to catch another segment of Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers with William Craig III. Today, Mr. Craig will be demonstrating another powerful prompt to help us use AI effectively in our job search. I can't wait to see what he's going to share with us. And the best part is, I can watch the replay on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel at Get Up and Get a Job. Okay, fasten your seatbelts. Mr. Craig is about to take off.
All right, welcome back to those of you who have been following this series, either in person or by watching the replays, and a warm welcome if it's your first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, and I'm William Craig III, a professional career coach, and I've got a clear mission for this series to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. The fact is, people who put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts are well-meaning, but too many prompts can actually be paralyzing. So instead, I've focused on giving you just one powerful, practical prompt each and every day. The goal? To help you run your job search or your job campaign with clarity, confidence, and strategy using AI as your assistant, not your replacement. So today, as always, we're going to be building on that momentum. And if you've missed any of the segments, feel free to watch the replays on my LinkedIn profile or my YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. All righty, so let's see here. Got a couple of comments already. Well, one comment looks like, good afternoon, William and job seekers. All righty, Daniel, good to see you, Daniel. Thanks so much for saying hello to everybody. And we're going to jump right in here. Let's get the prompt for today up. Looks like we had a couple more jump in, and I'll come back to those. So today, what are we going to be doing today? One of the issues that people seem to have a problem with or a challenge or find challenging is how to negotiate. Okay, so you went, you interviewed, you got the job. They made you an offer, but it's not quite the offer you were hoping for. How do you deal with that? How do you negotiate? Well, this is a baby steps process. So here's one way that you can address this, and we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us out. So notice our prompt says, draft a concise, polite counteroffer email requesting a 10% salary bump and 2 extra PTO days based on the following offer details Mary provided and her in her resume. Excuse me. So at the end of the day here, we got a job offer for our fictitious job candidate, Mary Mack, and she's saying, you know what, this is okay, but I think I deserve 10% more based on my experience, and I'd like a couple more days off with pay. So let's take a look at the offer that Mary received, and then we'll see what ChatGPT comes up with. And as you guys know, I do all of this live. I make up the prompt, but everything else happens in real time. And again, this is something that you can do. You can pop in the same prompt for yourself and see what it comes up with. So here we go. Let's get mouse over there. So draft a concise. All right, so we got Mary Mack. Dear Mary Mack, this letter is to formally offer you the position of accounts payable, accounts receivable specialist at the XYZ company in our Chicago, Illinois office. We were impressed with your skills and experience in both accounts payable and accounts receivable processes, and we're confident you will be a valuable asset to our finance team. Now, here are the position details. It's account payable, accounts receivable specialist in the finance department, reports to Ms. H. Figures. I wonder if her first name is hidden. See what I did? Okay. Location, Chicago, Illinois. Compensation and benefits. Here we go. Salary, an annual salary of $63,000 paid biweekly. Now, if you remember in yesterday's session, when we asked ChatGPT to give us examples of what salaries look like, this is about in that median range. Okay, so perfect. Benefits, You'll be eligible for our full benefits package, which includes health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, 5 days per year, 10 paid holidays per year, 401k with 3% company match, and then the job responsibilities. In this role, you will be responsible for both managing and incoming and outgoing payments. Your duties will include, but are not limited to, processing vendor invoices and managing payments, performing three-way matching, purchase order, receiving, invoice, reconciling accounts and managing vendor relationships, processing customer invoices and managing accounts receivable, monitoring outstanding customer balances and collections, and the start date and employment information. Start date, your anticipated start date is September 8th, 2025. Employment status, full-time, non-exempt. Acceptance. To accept this offer, please sign and return this letter by August 29th, 2025. If you have any questions or require further clarification, please do not hesitate to contact me. We are excited about the possibility of you joining XYZ Chicago and contributing to our continued success. Sincerely, very nice HR representative. Yes, you know, by now I have a sense of humor. Okay. So very cool. We got a great job offer. Mary is excited. And at the same time, she's going, yeah, but I think we can do a little bit better. What I want you to hear is do not be afraid to negotiate. I'm going to say that again. Be willing to negotiate. It's very important because guess what? You don't get if you don't ask. In many cases now, I've had a couple of clients recently who actually did get without asking. Their value was such that they got raises over what was the advertised pay without even asking. So it does happen. But if it doesn't happen in your case, then you got to be willing to go to bat for yourself. There was another client that I remember who actually, this was a government position, and they offered her the salary, which was in a certain band. And she said, well, wait a minute, you know, I've got more experience. That I believe that my experience warrants more pay. And they said, well, you know, based on what you submitted, this is what we're willing to offer. Now, if you've got some other information that we need, please submit it and we'd be willing to consider it. And guess what? She did. She added that additional information, and yes, she got that pay bump. So again, folks, you got to advocate for yourself. It's so very important. So many people are afraid, well, oh, if I negotiate, they may rescind the order. If I negotiate, it may cause bad blood. Look, this is business, okay? It's not personal. So at the end of the day, it's either going to be a yes or no or a maybe. And that's where, again, with the maybes, that's where we get to talk a little bit more. And I've had situations where I've had to go in and provide a justification letter for why I felt that I deserved more money. And I got it. So I want you to do the same. So, all right, let's take a look at what ChatGPT says. And here's a concise, professional, and polite counteroffer email Mary could send. All righty. Subject, counteroffer, accounts payable, accounts receivable specialist. Dear Ms. Nice, thank you very much for extending the offer for the accounts payable, accounts receivable specialist position with XYZ Company. I am excited about the opportunity to contribute to the finance team in Chicago, especially given my experience managing multi-million-dollar aging reports. You go, girl. Streamlining receivables and resolving complex billing issues. And that was one of the things I was going to mention as we were going through the job description. Those are things that Mary has done. After reviewing the offer, I would like to respectfully propose a slight adjustment to the terms. An annual salary of $69,300, a 10% increase, and an additional 2 PTO days per year. I believe this request reflects the value I will bring to the team through my background in AR/AP process optimization and cross-department collaboration. I remain very enthusiastic about joining XYZ company and am confident we can find agreeable terms. Thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to your response, Ms. Mary Mack. Would you like me to also draft a softer version of this email, framing it more as a conversation opener rather than a formal counter? For example, would there be room to discuss in case Mary wants a lighter touch? Now, I've used that myself, and I used words like how much wiggle room do we have? That's the phrase that I use. How much wiggle room do we have? So let's go ahead, and as ChatGPT always does, gets me to say yes. Let's see what that might look like. And again, people respect you. Trust me, if they're interested and they respect your uh, your experience, your level of experience that you bring and the value you bring, they're not gonna be mad at you because you asked for more money or something else. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, job offer, yada yada. Dear Miss Nice, thank you again for offering me the accounts payable, accounts receivable specialist position at XYZ company. We're assuming there was a verbal offer, and now we get the formal offer. I'm genuinely excited about the chance to contribute to the finance team in Chicago and to apply my background in AR/AP reconciliations and collections to support XYZ's continued success. Before finalizing, I was hoping we might have a quick conversation about the compensation package. Specifically, would there be room to consider a salary closer to 69.3 and an additional 2 PTO days per year? I believe this would better reflect the value I bring and ensure a strong, lasting partnership. I remain very enthusiastic about joining the team and am confident we can find terms that work well for both sides. Thank you for your consideration, and I'd be glad to connect at your convenience. Warm regards. So this version keeps the tone collaborative rather than transactional. Would you like me to also prepare a short script Mary could use if HR calls instead of emailing back, so she has her talking points ready for a live conversation? Now, I'm going to give you a thumbs up on that one because that's a good point. So here we go. Yes. Once again to ChatGPT. And for those of you who may have joined late, we asked ChatGPT to help us with negotiating. Mary got a job offer, and in the first case, it was emailed to her. So we put that in and asked Chat to basically renegotiate based on a 10% bump in salary and adding 2 extra PTO days per year. So here we go. Here's the phone call script and opening. Hi, Ms. Nice, thanks again for extending the offer. I'm really excited about the opportunity to join XYZ and contribute to the finance team. I've managed multi-million-dollar aging reports, streamlined cash applications, and resolved billing disputes that improved accuracy and cash flow. I'm confident those skills will allow me to bring immediate value. I wanted to ask if there's any flexibility on the offer. Specifically, would you be open to discussing a salary closer to 69.3 and an additional 2 PTO days per year? I want to make this work because I'm genuinely excited about joining XYZ. I just wanted to see if we could get a little closer on the package. I appreciate you considering my request. Regardless, I'm very enthusiastic about the role in contributing to XYZ's success. This script gives Mary confidence, keeps her tone warm and collaborative, and positions her as someone who values the opportunity while still advocating for herself. Would you also like me to create a list of fallback options Mary can ask for, like professional development funds or remote flexibility in case HR can't move on salary? Now, this is a good point. I had a client once who needed an extra $10,000, and that's what she asked for, an extra $10,000. The company said no. And she explained that because the company was located in the downtown area of her city, that she would have to pay roughly $10,000 to park to come to work every day. Well, it just so happens that the company already had parking spaces in their garage that they were paying for. So what did they do? What they did was they gave her a free parking space that they were then able to write off as an expense. And she got the parking, didn't have to have the extra $10,000. And so the salary didn't have to be changed. Again, sometimes you've just got to be a little creative. But again, it comes down to asking for what you want. So I'm not going to say yes to this. If you like to do it, by all means, do it. And there is one thing that I am going to ask it to do, because I wasn't really excited about the phone script. So let me use the mic this time. Please regenerate the phone script, and while keeping the warm tone, make it a little bit more conversational to make it sound like a human versus a computer. All righty. Excuse me. So let's see what we get here with this. Got it. Here's a more natural conversational version of the phone script Mary can use. It keeps the warm professional tone, but flows the way someone would actually speak. Yeah, in a live conversation. That's what I'm going for here. So opening, hi, Miss Nice. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me. And again, now we're assuming it had the conversation. Miss Nice has actually offered the position to Mary over the phone. So it's like, oh, wow, thanks again. I really appreciate the offer, and I'm genuinely excited about this opportunity at XYZ and the chance to bring my ARAP background to the team. Now, in my past roles, I've handled large aging reports. I've streamlined cash applications and resolved some pretty complex billing issues. I'm pretty sure you've seen that on my resume. Now, I know those skills are going to help me really hit the ground running here at XYZ. So here's my request. I'd like to know if there's any room to adjust the offer just a bit. I was hoping we could get closer to 69.3 on salary and add 2 more PTO days annually. Now, again, let me assure you, I am excited about joining XYZ, and I don't want this to be a sticking point, but I would like to know if there is that flexibility. So I'd like for you to consider it. And either way, I am really looking forward to the chance to contribute and grow with the company. So you notice as I went along, kind of ad-libbed a couple of things there, again, to make it sound more human. Again, this is a machine, so it is doing its best. But the bottom line here, if they say no, does it want me to create a short response if they say no, so that Mary can gracefully keep the door open? So here's what I would instruct around that. I would basically come back to say, would there be an opportunity to review my request, say, in the first 90 days? Or at the first formal performance review? Because the idea behind that is, if Mary comes in and hits the ball out of the park and is a superstar, then that may be something that we can negotiate at that point. So again, it may be a maybe. It may not be a hard and fast no. It might be a maybe. And definitely, again, you want to put that on the table. So let me go ahead and get your link for today to our session. And it is copied. Let's come back over here and pop this in. So let's put this in, paste it in, and boom. And we've got, there you are. So you have it. And let's go back to the comments to see what we had. Let's get rid of this and see what we had. So we had Daniel, who said, hello to everybody. Patrice says, greetings, everyone. Hey, Patrice, good to see you. Donna, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. Yes, hope you guys are having weather like we're having. It's a fantastic day here. Let's see, we've got a couple more. Helen says, hello, everyone. All righty, and then Jake Mason. Hey, Jake, thanks for joining us. Based on the companies that I have worked for, the first direct approach will receive more response. The more informal approach won't even make it to the decision makers. HR departments choose to take the easier route, providing more experience or education maybe the only approach in these cases, and upfront in the request. I'm with you on that. I believe in being upfront too. And I like just putting it out there. Like I said earlier, this is business. It's not personal. So folks are not going to be mad at you. Daniel has a question. Excuse me. Have you ever dealt with a company that has a take it or leave it attitude? Oh, absolutely. Some will actually put that in their job posting. You know, the salary is final, or in their offering letter that there is no negotiation on salary. You know, it's kind of like the car dealers, right? No haggle, right? So yeah, absolutely. And then you have to make a decision. Now, even with that, you can still go back to say, you know, I understand that the salary is what it is, but you know, how soon could we review this? Perhaps at my first formal review, after 90 days, 6 months, what have you. So you want to get a feel for where they are. And absolutely remember this. Just because you take it doesn't mean you have to stop looking for something else. All right. And in many cases, you've already put a lot of irons in the fire, as they say. And so something else might come along even after you accept this. So it doesn't close the door permanently just because you've gotten something else. All right. Good stuff. Thanks. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for sharing your time today. I hope this was beneficial. You guys have the link so that you can go and practice this on your own. You can also remember to watch the replay. Where? That's right, on my LinkedIn profile, William W. Craig 3, or on my YouTube channel, Get Up and Get a Job. And just remember, employers use AI. You should too. Visit jobsearchwizard.ai. That's jobsearchwizard.ai. All right, I'm going to get us out of here. Wait, there's a couple more. Daniel says, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, Dawn, excuse me. Dawn says, this was great. Thanks. You're welcome, Dawn. Thank you. All righty. That's going to do it for today. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys know what that means. 12 noon Eastern time. Until then, be safe in all you do and enjoy the rest of your day. God bless everyone.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.